You are also the writer behind Texas Chainsaw 3D. As someone who was behind two different horror icons, Leatherface and Jason, what would you consider the main difference or maybe hardship of writing two different characters?
If you go at any of this thinking, I'm writing for a horror icon, you're screwed. If somebody's going to write for Tom Cruise, don't write for Tom Cruise. Write him a great character that he's going to be excited about. So for us, look, Leatherface was really interesting because I feel like the greatness of Leatherface is in the fact that he is this wounded animal. He is this broken boy. He's got the brain of a child inside of this hulking form that his family has set loose on the world. That's interesting. Like I go, okay, I want to write about that kid all day long, right? With Jason, my issue was that he was becoming less interesting because he was simply becoming the shark in the water. What I got to do with Jason Goes to Hell was give him more depth. The era of the shark in the water is kind of done. Yes, we have Terrifier. That's fine. But for me, that's not a horror movie. That's a gore. It's an explosion of gore, and you're never siding with the heroes. You're siding with art. So if you're siding with the villain, well, we're not in horror anymore. We're in a 3-ticket ride. Fuck, let's do that. I love that. But if you want people to empathize and fall in love with your characters and be scared, then you have to tell us about the people inside those movies.
Yeah, it's something that I've been talking about like a lot with a lot of people is the fact that the best way to write a villain, they're not the main character.
They're not.
You want to pick someone who is the main character, tell their story, but when the villain does appear, you want to have just enough like understanding of I get why they're doing it.
I think the idea of Jason as this bullied kid is really interesting.
Very.
Right? So, but here's the problem. He's not just killing bullies.
Yeah.
So I go, all right, so now he's the bully. Is that the psychology? And by the way, that's an interesting psychology too. But that's a pretty heavy duty subject matter and nobody ever touches it. I don't know why.